personality tests. I applied for several jobs that required me to undertake various aptitude and personality tests. The unsuccessful ones were to work in a brewery, despite the fact I don't like beer, air traffic control, federal police officer, and youth worker attached to a training center facility, which is a fancy word for jail. The tests that made me get an interview or a job included speed camera operator, youth support worker attached to a residential care, a state police officer, specimen collector, and personal banker. The battery of tests included maths, English comprehension, puzzles for spatial thinking, aptitude and psychological questions. The latter usually took 3 hours and had a truth factor in it. The psychology test asked me the same sort of question in a different format, or a bit later, to see whether I answered because I wanted to be socially accepted, or in other words, whether I was lying or not. I did some tests on my own too. Myers-Briggs told me I was extroverted, sensing, thinking, and perceiving, ESTP. The total opposite would be introverted, intuitive, feeling, and judging, INFJ. There was a test also known as 16 personality factors, and it measured how you rated between two extremes. The scale was called the Standard 10 Scores, STEN, and you were given a score out of 10 for each of the 16 characteristics. My ex-boyfriend's mum was a counselor, and she gave one for me to do. When she marked the results, she told me that this was one of the best results she had ever seen. She stated that she wished she scored as well as I did. She was a sweet lady, and her compliment was almost overbearing. From 7 personality types, I learned I was primarily a warrior. The other 6 types are sage, server, scholar, king, artisan, and priest. Then there's the Enneagram, which consists of 9 personality types, 3 feeling type, 2, 3, 4, 3 doing type, 5, 6, 7, and 3 relating type, 8, 9, 1. There was no surprise there that I was a natural doer, and my test results showed that I am type 7. During a training session, when I was a case manager working with homeless people, I got administered a DOPE, BODE test. The test revealed that majority of social workers and case managers from our team were doves. There were a couple of owls, including our team leader, a couple of peacocks, and a couple of eagles, including me. I even saw a job advertised on a university bulletin board seeking a guinea pig for a sleep study. I inquired, and it was harmless enough, just some electrodes glued to my head. The main criterion was that you had to have alpha waves, which occurred when people are calm. I made an appointment to have electrodes connected to my head so the student would read the types of waves off the monitor. She informed me I had alpha waves, and so the study was to commence over a couple of nights. I spent the weekend on campus, lying in bed, in a small room that belonged to the psychology department. The room was dark the whole time. I was fed sandwiches and entertained with random people chatting to me. I could only sleep when I was allowed to do. Some entertainers had to try really hard to keep me awake. When I got woken up, I got asked how long I think I slept. At times, it felt like I slept a minute, and at other times 20 minutes. After the so-called nap, I was given puzzles to do, to check for my efficiency and accuracy. I was told later that they were testing if it's advantageous to have siesta. Sometime later, I was permitted a good night's sleep. I have a printed hypnogram from that night. It showed that my sleep efficiency was 86% during the recording of nearly 8 hours. I took 13 minutes to fall asleep, which was at 10:30 p.m. The hypnogram also revealed so-called arousals, and that I had 7 per hour of sleep. My body entered 4 stages of sleep, which comprised of non-REM, rapid eye movement sleep, and lasted over 5 hours. I experienced 7 episodes of REM sleep, which totaled 2.5 hours. By the time this whole experiment was over, I was pretty tired. I got paid $400 for my time, and was not allowed to drive due to possible feeling of drowsiness. I caught a bus back home and lost my purse with my hard-earned money. Next thing I know, there's a knock on my door and a male bus driver holding my purse with my driver's license and my money all in it. This was even before I noticed I left my purse on the bus. I was very, very lucky there. Several days later, some fellow approached at university and said I probably didn't remember him as he was trying to entertain me to get me to stay awake during the sleep study, and I kept on falling asleep. He said he played the guitar, and then I remembered that there was someone doing that. I have a great memory for faces, but obviously not when I am sleep deprived. When genetic testing becomes more accessible by generic public, I might test myself for the fat gene. We inherit either A or T from each of our parents, with AA combination carrying a higher risk of obesity than AT and TT. Some studies revealed that people with 2 copies of A gene could be about 3 kilograms heavier than people with no copies of the gene. I'm curious what my parents gave me, but nevertheless I'll continue to stick to my morning exercise routine, which is push-ups, sit-ups, stomach crunches, and stretches. My parents both definitely had the recessive gene for red hair. My mum is a redhead and my dad has dark hair. Well, these days, balding bit. There was basically 50% chance of me being born with red hair. What actually occurred is my brother and I got the red hair and my sister is a natural brunette. Genealogy gave me an insight that my sister is a red hair gene carrier. If she has a child with a dark hair man who also has that gene, there would be a 25% chance of them having a redhead baby.